Welcome back. We're back at Speedrun Ragnarok. We're about to unleash Loki from his bonds, but first we have an awesome run coming up of The Legend of Oasis with walkingeye. Yeah, feel free to say hello.
Hello.
Yeah, we're here to support Take This, mental health charity, and I think we're about ready to get started. Walkingeye, is there anything we need to know about this run?
No, absolutely not. Everybody should be pretty familiar with this Sega Saturn classic. All right, so the Sega Saturn might not have been the most successful console that Sega ever produced, but it wasn't the worst either. So this was an action RPG from Sega, released in 1996. It is a prequel to Beyond Oasis for the Genesis, which is a little bit more of a popular game. And yeah, let's just get right into it.
Yeah. Before you start, I just want to mention we got a couple of donations in a little bit ago. We got $5 from He Who Is Pale, who says, I have no idea what this is, but Scala assures us that it is good, and then it must be. And Natarl's Bay, 3 minutes ago, donating because Baytara's husband winked at me and implied I really, really should. Something about a 4-ton weight ruining my opera. We wouldn't want that to happen, so you did a great job donating $6. Thank you very much. One other thing I want to mention, we're still $95 short from upgrading Super Solitaire to 3-flip, which I know we all want to see. So please, if you're donating, consider putting forward to that cause. We all want to see that. All right, thank you very much.
All right, let's get started here. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So, this is an action RPG, as I said. Think kind of like a Zelda game, except instead of items, we're going to be collecting spirits. We're going to go... we don't have a shirt on. We're not going to collect a shirt. Very sorry. So we're going to go collect spirits. So there's 6 elemental spirits throughout this game, and we can summon them and unsummon them and use them to get to new areas and such. The game's perspective, it tries to be isometric, but it forgot that you really have to tilt the camera 45 degrees for anything to make sense. So the perspective is a little bit weird, but that's okay. We'll just go ahead and deal with it. You might see some things that, like, are those stairs going up or down? Are they even stairs? The main character is Leon. He has the golden armlet. He didn't even find it. The village elder found it and just gave it to him. I don't really understand why. And so right away, we are going to go into the water shrine. You can tell because of all the water. We're going to go befriend the water spirit. This is going to be the first spirit. This dungeon's really short. And right away, we've already done a skip. We've skipped over the bow. We don't need the bow. We're supposed to use the bow to kind of shoot through those flames and hit that switch. Instead, we're just going to do a little bit of a damage boost. This game has, a lot of different cultural influences, I want to say. It's called The Legend of Oasis, giving it kind of an Arabian themed. The name in Japanese and even the European name is the story of Thor 2. Ooh, that's bad RNG. Usually you don't get hit there.
This is not what I would usually associate with Thor, but
yeah,
it is.
Well,
they made it just for Ragnarok. It's perfect.
Exactly. That was kind of a bad boss fight, but it's mostly RNG. And we had that Saturday morning cartoon red demon looking guy, but we've made it to the boss. We've made it past the first boss. We've unlocked Dido, Spirit of Water, who we're not actually going to call Dido. We're going to call the Water Spirit, and all the spirits actually something that we can more easily remember. So I'm going to be referring to the Water Spirit as, of course, legendary Baltimore filmmaker John Waters. So we're going to summon John right here because there's going to be, believe it or not, a bunch of fire spawning as we try to escape the water shrine. Stick to the left-hand side of the screen there to not to avoid a trigger where some enemies spawn. And as we're getting out of here, you can kind of see I have a magic meter now at the top of my screen. It's the blue one. The magic meter will drain slowly so long as I have a spirit summoned. So I'm going to have to manage my magic throughout this run. It's not too bad of a drain just having a spirit out. Every time you use their ability, they will drain quite a bit more. The spirits can do things on their own, like shoot those bubbles. If John sees an enemy in front of him, he'll just throw a bubble at that enemy. I can also say, hey, John, throw a bunch of bubbles out. John will always throw from where his current position is to but in the direction that I am facing. And it's kind of a theme with the spirits as they kind of wander around on their own. But I do have control over their general direction of their attacks. So we've got the water spirit. We went back to talk to the village elder, who says you're now allowed to leave the village. He also wants us to talk about you guy's a jerk. About the earthquake that just happened, but we left before he could really talk to us about that. And we're on our way to the fire shrine. So we get to go in the overworld and walk all the way to the fire shrine. A little bit of a new skip here. I actually found a 10-year-old speedrun of this game. Nobody runs this game except me. I found a 10-year-old speedrun of this game on YouTube, and that speedrun taught me that little trick right there, falling directly onto the rod. The rod is our
Cool.
newest weapon here. It can be used for damage, and it will be used for damage a little bit later, but right now we're just going to use it for breaking down dead trees, apparently. I did see a question in chat. Should we hear any music? I wish. The music in this game is unfortunately, I want to say it's bugged. It like plays a track, and then there's just like a period of silence after it. And then eventually it'll start up again. So as long as you can hear some sound effects once in a while, and I believe you can, we'll be okay. So we're making our way through the fire shrine. Water spirit, very, very useful. We're picking up keys. The keys are Zelda 1 style. So that means they are dungeon agnostic. If we were to pick up a key and then somehow not spend it, we would be able to use that in a future dungeon. And we will be doing that a little bit later on. So as you can see, I use the rod to break those dead trees, and there's another one coming up right here with a small key in it. Fire Shrine, pretty short. After this, the dungeons are going to start getting a little bit more complicated and a little bit more involved, but also a little bit more broken because there's more opportunities for that kind of thing. So here, I'm just going to be manipulating where the water spirit is. I want to stay to the right side of the screen at this area in order to avoid those enemies spawning. Yeah, heal me. Thank you.
Was this game inspired by Newtopia? I think it was.
I've heard that before, and so I gotta say yes. So here's the second boss. Now you saw just a second ago when I had the water spirit heal me, it said rank up. Every time you heal 100 points of damage, you get a rank up. All that means is that your max health increases by a little bit. Now it's very important for us to rank up because in the top right, which we got way back at the water shrine, we get a health potion, and the health potion is sort of like a fairy in Zelda, where it'll revive you when you die. It turns out when you die, your body goes flying, and then if you get revived, you can get up onto ledges that you're really not supposed to be on. So we are going to intentionally take a whole bunch of damage right here, down to 2 damage. Each one of those fire things does 10 damage for us. We're going to save too because we can get absolutely wrecked by a bat or RNG later. So we have 2 health. Now we're going to go directly to the forest shrine, but we're going to go and kind of start in the middle of the forest shrine. Yeah, you'll see some jerk bats coming up in a second here. Nothing like a shiny zoo bat. So these skeletons want to kill us, but they're not too much of a problem. You can see the fire spirit, who we affectionately call Mike Fires. He's a little bit more of an offensive spirit, kind of punching things on his own. But we don't need him anymore now that he's broken those trees, so we're going to unsummon him to conserve our magic. See that bat right there? That bat's one of the most dangerous bats in the game. That could have ended my run. I would have just reloaded the save. It's really not that big a deal. All right, so we're outside. That NPC right there, that NPC's name is Chucky. That is in-game. That's canon. I didn't make that up. So it stays with the theme of this game has no idea what culture it's supposed to be drawing from.
Yeah, I think in chat they decided that the game should be entitled The Illusion of Genie because of
There you go. That's a good one. All right, so we're going to go into the Forest of Earth. Now, this is quite a long shrine, and this is where we're going to be picking up keys, but we are first going to get godlike RNG on that fish. That fish takes forever to hit us correctly. We're going to die to the fish.
Nice.
And that was seriously the best RNG we could have gotten. and that fish jump is actually really, really difficult. It took us a very long time to make that consistent. So
I thought you'd have to fish for it.
I really did too. I was worried it was going to take me 8 tries, but no, we're going first try aggressive fish today. We do want to pick up another health potion because, believe it or not, that death jump trick is something we're going to see a little bit more of later on. We're going to hit that bridge right there. That's just going to be a shortcut for us for later. So now we're in the middle of the forest shrine, and we're going to continue with our breaking of logic here. This guy is actually in my way. We're going to get rid of him. And we're going to do some more sequence breaking by putting this boulder on our head. Leon has a very strong neck. He doesn't mind. And then we'll gently set it down there, push it into this corner, and then go find some grandma-like friends. So we are going to get these ghosts, which look like grandmas, so we call them grandmas. And we're going to kind of kite them over here so that they get on top of us and do us all kinds of damage. This, again, is going to do another death jump. So while we're waiting for the grandmas to kill us, if you get a donation or two, we can go ahead and read that.
Yeah, well, I'd like to talk. This is Speedrun Ragnarok, brought to you by the RPG Valkyries. All proceeds and donations from this marathon are going to support Take This. The RPG Valkyries are an inclusive group of female and feminine speedrunners who all love and run RPGs. If you would like to join their Discord, please use !Discord for the link in chat. The Discord is open to all people and all genders, so do not worry. This marathon supporting Take This. If you are interested, you can support Take This and get some sweet Speedrun Ragnarok swag by ordering one of the official shirts. !Merch in chat will give you the links to the listings on Teesprings. Also, there's one goal I really want to suggest to people, that we are $95 short right now of upgrading the Super Solitaire run to 3 flip, which is 3 times the amount of flip you're getting right now. And if you want to see 3 times as much flip, we're going to need some donations pretty quickly. So please consider donating. Yeah, all of your donations will go to a wonderful cause of Take This. Thank you.
All right, so while that was all happening, we've gotten into the boss of the forest shrine, who's already dead. He announced at the beginning, GGGG. Shoutouts to Girls' Generation. So he's dead. We have a key in our inventory after beating the boss. And that's great, because we're going to need that key coming up for the next shrine. The next shrine is supposed to be the Shrine of Sound. We're not going to the Shrine of Sound. But we do have to respect some story triggers.
Shrine of Sound in a Saturn game?
Yeah, no, we don't want to do that. So, all right, so that was the Spirit of Earth. We're going to call him Robert Plant because that makes way more sense, frankly. Yeah, we're going to head back to the village now for some story triggers. So it turns out that while this is all happening, the village is under attack. We're going to get to see yet another great cultural reference coming up here. But first we have to escape. Now, I picked up a scroll earlier, and it was the scroll of the Rod of Purification. Each of the weapons can be kind of enchanted, and you can get various charges for those enchantments throughout the run, but we need that to turn that plant into a spring plant. Very intuitive. Here's Dark Will. He's an Egyptian Lich. He's in the game. Don't worry about it. And so now we have this 2 more charges on our Rod of Purification, and we're heading to the village. So the village has been under attack by the minions, including Dark Will. There was another guy. We were supposed to go back to the village a lot sooner and check in on the state of things. But it turns out there's this dark-haired woman that has showed up and passed out, and as a result, everybody else has passed out as well. There she is. Her name's Myra. Unfortunately, all the people in the village are racist against dark-haired people. And so nobody wants to help her. And we go to the village elder, and the village elder says, they're just idiots. Just go help her. And so we say, okay, we're going to go help her. And so we take the water spirit, John Waters, very good at healing people. So we'll just go ahead and heal her right up. And she says that she is under control of the big evil guy, Agito. He's got the silver armlet. I got the gold armlet. So we're kind of destined to fight each other. Before we go and talk to the village elder again, we're going to grab another health potion because we're going to need another health potion for the best death jump in the game. There's only 3 of them, so don't worry. You don't have to watch me die too many times. And then we're going to go back and talk to Myra one more time. She's going to give us the a very, very important item here. It's not one that we actually use, but it's one that we need in order to get into the final boss fight. It is the red cube. The red cube is now found. There are 2 more cubes that we have to get. One of them you're supposed to get after you've collected all 6 spirits. That's not quite when we're going to get that one. And the other is in the final dungeon, which we are going to wait until the appropriate time to get that one. So the next shrine is supposed to be kind of in the north. We did pass it, believe it or not, on our way from the fire shrine to the earth shrine. We're not going to do the sound shrine. The sound shrine is really long and boring and really hard. And so this is a new route. So if you ever seen me run this game before, this is probably new to you. I did run this with the Valkyries previously, and this was not part of my estimate when I submitted this game, so I apologize. So I talked about there's more cubes. We're just going to do a quick jump like that. We're going to get the second cube right now. Blue cube is found.
We did have a donation come in a minute. Is it okay if I use your in real life name, I think?
Yeah, that's fine. That's my
okay.
wife that donated.
Yeah, there's an anonymous donation of $50 from could be anybody.
Yeah, it could be anybody.
Says, hi, Mitchell, in all caps,
hi,
maximum caps. All of
yeah,
the
it
caps.
sounds like it. She likes it when people on the internet say hi, Mitchell, to me. I don't.
Hi,
really
Mitchell.
Yeah, extremely anonymous. Thank you, X Mechanistic.
Thank you very much. It's going to a wonderful cause.
So I did just get another key inside the shrine here, and then we're gonna get some more ghosty damage here in the corner. We're not actually gonna kill ourselves. The next thing that's kind of gonna damage us to wow, there's a whole party of ghosts here. All right, we're leaving. How much is that? 22? Not enough. Whoa, 1. That's a little bit lower than I wanted to be, but it'll work. The next part that we need to do is we're gonna kind of skip over an obstacle in our way in order to get into the Shrine of Darkness, which is a much cooler place than the Shrine of Sound. So this is going to be a little bit dangerous. We're going to have a couple of attempts at it. We can always go back and get another health potion if we need to. See that ghost over there? That ghost is going to kill me. Oh, God. Oh, God. Everything's fine. Oh, there's another one. Now, if there's a ghost kind of to the south of where I am, down below, I am 100% going to die here. But it doesn't look like there's going to be one there today. I'm going to get Mike Fires. When you apply fire to a pot, it turns into oil. When you apply fire to oil, it turns into an explosion. And so we just get right over that crystal, and we are in to the Spirit Shrine of Darkness. So that was the third and final death jump of the run, and that was the pretty significant skip, the very significant skip that was found to cut a lot of time off this run. So we are supposed to be in here with a lot more items than what we're in here with. We're supposed to have the Spirit of Sound. The Spirit of Sound has the ability to break these crystals that you kind of see everywhere. So that's going to be kind of a pain. We're also supposed to have bombs. Bombs can be used for all kinds of fun things, none of which we can do at the moment. But we're going to go ahead and spend those 2 keys that we picked up in Forest Shrine that are extras to grab that scroll right there. We don't have the ability to get the actual intended keys because we don't have the items I just mentioned. So that is the Scroll of Earth. So that's going to give us the Earth Sword, which is going to let us break giant stone pillars. Assuming we can find a way to actually power it up. And the intended way to power it up is inside these crystals again, but we don't have that. Instead, we're going to get that chest right there on my screen. Now that chest is up 2 levels, and it's not actually a chest, it's actually a mimic. And so we're just going to kind of kite this mimic down here using Robert Plant's ability to ranged attack. And then we are going to, no, Robert, don't attack him. We're just going to stand on him. Oh yeah, that's actually pretty good RNG. And use him to get up there. Oh, I forgot the key. Gotta get the key. Very important we don't fall down at this point, because if we do, then we have to go through all that again. And our health is actually pretty important. At the very end of this dungeon, right before the boss, there's a damage boost that's gonna that we need to do that does 30 damage to us. So we're gonna have to really keep an eye on our health. A little bit of a tough jump there, but we made it. And there we go. We got the Sword of Earth, and we're in past the pillars. Now, every single scroll that we get 3 uses out of it. We're actually going to need 6 uses total. just for kind of ease throughout the run. And there's an extra scroll right here, so we're going to go ahead and pick that up before switching back to our trusty dagger.
We're up to 6 High Mitchells in chat, and 1 person's
Are
calling
we
you
really?
coach.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, so...
Also, we're only $73 away from 3 flip. Make it. You can do it, chat.
Yeah, I mean, does it even count as solitaire if you're not doing 3 flip? Yeah, people calling me coach. It's because at lunch they play Magic the Gathering, and they're all really bad at Magic the Gathering, so I have to tell them what to do, and so they started calling me coach.
I assumed it was your airline buying this.
All right, so we've just gotten an upgrade for our weapon. This is the first weapon upgrade that we've gotten. It's the level 2 dagger called the Battle Knife. This is just a DPS increase. This is just going to make the run a lot more bearable kind of thing. Now we need the Fire Spirit because we don't have... Really? You're going to throw the bomb up on the platform? So we're going to summon the Fire Spirit off of the bomb explosion because we don't have bombs ourselves to be able to hit the torch up here that we need to do. Now, this is going to be kind of a tricky area to manipulate the spirit. We need the spirit to light the torch, but we don't want the spirit involved in the fight that is triggered as a result. And unfortunately, he was. I wasn't over to the side enough, but we made him dash to the south to get him out of the way. Mike fires. He can kind of get in the way. He punches things on his own, and that stuns them. And we really don't want them to be stunned by Mike. We want them to be stunned by me. So again, this guy's going to be stunnable by Mike, and we'll just get Mike right out of the way. Beautiful. So that went pretty well. All right, so this next room, this says pits. We don't want to fall in the pit. If we do, it's not a huge deal. We will fall to the kind of the map below. We're going to do kind of a tricky jump there in order to, get through and save ourselves a little bit of time. We just skipped all kinds of things. That was not supposed to be anything we were supposed to get to at this point. We still have the green sword. We are not attacking, so that we're not using the Sword of Earth. And we are not switching weapons, so that we still keep it, because we're going to need it coming up right here. Now, in this room, you're supposed to get the green sword through a whole puzzle series, but we already have it, so we don't need to do any of that. Instead, we're just going to use it to get a key. All right, now I am going to go save here. This is not part of the actual speed run, so everybody close your eyes while I go and do a safety save, because I am terrified of this next part.
What? I didn't see anything.
Thank you. All right, so just save quick there. My stream insisted that I did not have to save at this point, that I would be able to make it through without dying. So hopefully that save there ensures that I do. Running a little bit low on magic, but we got an apple right here. Every time you eat meat or fish, it restores your health. Every time you eat a fruit, it restores your magic.
And you're a coach of magic, so it's perfect.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to summon some zombies there. There's supposed to be a whole puzzle for getting up there, but we're just going to jump on some zombie heads, and come on, and we're up. Beautiful. That actually went fine. Those zombies are the dangerous part. They can really do a ton of damage if they get a hold of you. It doesn't even matter if you have a health potion or not. They'll just kill you right through it. So we did it. We got through to the end of this. We have the bombs now, so we have level 2 bombs, which gives us a capacity of 20. We don't have any bombs right away. Here's some robots, because that makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately, the robots make the biggest appearance in the Shrine of Sound, which we are skipping entirely. But get that last key there that we need. And here we are in a part that's really supposed to have the Spirit of Sound with us. You can see these electricity balls everywhere, which are great and scaled up a little bit too much. Everybody knows that electricity is weak to sound, so you're supposed to use the Spirit of Sound there to... yeah, it's like high school physics. All right, so we'll rank up ourselves again there. And so we're just going to kind of damage boost our way around them into the boss fight. Now, this boss, it takes a little bit of time to get started. This is Screamer, but it starts out as Ghost Egg. Ghost Egg is pure nightmare fuel. This is going to take about a minute. I think it's like a minute and 12 seconds of basically cutscene where we can be damaged, where these ghosts kind of die and then float into the egg, and then the boss hatches from the egg. So Now is a great time for donations. If not, I got plenty of stuff to talk about for this
Well,
game.
I'll just mention that that this marathon, Speedrun Ragnarok, is benefiting Take This, a mental health nonprofit whose main mission is to inform the gaming community about mental health issues, provide education on different disorders and prevention techniques, and reduce the overall stigma around mental illness. Our goal in this marathon is to raise $10,000, which will be enough to fund an AFK room at a convention, as well as save the blessed beard of Dr. B. And we all want to do that. If we raise $10,000, the beard will be saved. Also, I just want to mention that we are running out of time to get to 3 flip. We are $73 short, and I know we can do it by the end of this run. So if anyone is able to, I would urge them to consider donating. All right, thank you very much.
And those AFK rooms are great, man. I go to PAX East every year. I can actually see it from my house, so it's not a very long walk or anything. But those AFK rooms are really, really great for dealing with the busy convention. All right, so we got Moldorm, also known as Screamer, and we have to attack the tail. So we're just going to kind of flip on the tail. If you hit him in the head, he does that. Oh, I thought I'd be able to get the double hit when he flew up to the top there. I also want to let everybody know that I'm now playing the game on hard mode because there's a cat in front of my monitor.
Why is it that every run, the final boss is the cat? I don't know.
All right, we got through Screamer. The cat is settling down on his pillow. Everything's fine. I should have had the cat cam ready to go just in case you could have thrown him up there. All right, so that's Screamer. So we've beaten the Shadow Shrine before the Sound Shrine. So we're going to have to go back and beat the Sound Shrine boss and get the Spirit of Sound. This is the Shadow Spirit, but again, as with the other spirits, we're not going to call her by the correct name. We're going to call her Felicia Richet. America's treasure, really. So Felicia has an ability, and that's very, very important, which is to be able to kill these little alien plant-looking things. These are called thorns. In that room in particular, there are portals under each one of them. One of those portals happens to take us to literally the final boss of the Sound Shrine, allowing us to skip the entire shrine. So we're just going to do that and then immediately go into this boss fight. So pretty fun skip. That's a very long shrine we just skipped that I will never have to do again because it's awful. So we're going to go right into fighting Tim Tim. And Tim Tim, we are now supposed to have the level 2 dagger. So a little bit more of an overpowered weapon than we're supposed to have. As a result, we're doing pretty good damage to Tim Tim. You'll know it's a good fight if I can kill him before a tornado appears, which doesn't happen very often, but like, ooh, almost. Nah, almost. So we do, unfortunately, still need all 6 spirits. So this is going to reset the story triggers for us. There's a very important story-related event that we're going to have to go back to the village for after this.
This is probably my fault. I'm from the Midwest. We just attract these.
All right, so there it is. Tim Tim's dead. Teabag him a little bit. Headbang a little bit. And then hopefully this door opens and we're not soft-locked. There we go. Medium Tim Tim. See, Preeves gets it. And we've unlocked the Spirit of Sound. In-game name is Brass. We're not going to call him Brass. We're going to call him Steven Soundtime. All right, so out of here. Now we're actually going to go back to the village for that story trigger. In order to get into the 6th shrine, the Shrine of Air, I'll let you all think about who the spirit is for the air spirit. We're going to need the level 2 heavy sword. So we're just going to kind of walk back to the village for that. So we did pick up 3 bombs at the end there, and you'll get kind of a little bit of a preview of what's going on with bombs. Bombs are very useful in skipping things in this game. So we'll go back through the river. You can stand on bombs, which is very helpful. You can also, we're back in this ankle-deep river that has the fish that we can run through. A lot of good guesses in chat. I don't see any correct ones right now, but a lot of good guesses in chat. We got some time though before we're gonna get in there. Now we're gonna grab this level 2 sword, which is the key to the next shrine, as well as do the incentive part. So we met the incentive for this game, which is to
Nice.
do the wind rod race. Now, in the first game in the series, there was which was my absolute favorite game as a child. There was this hidden area where you get to race the fire spirit around this track, and you could win cool in-game prizes. And I loved it. Well, this game has a very similar thing. They wanted to pay kind of homage to it, so they let you race a boulder around an obstacle course, more or less, and it's timed, and you're supposed to use the wind rod in order to kind of navigate the boulder around. We don't have the wind rod. You're not supposed to have the wind rod until like the final dungeon, like in the middle of the final dungeon. Then you're supposed to come out of that dungeon and then go do the wind rod race. We don't have time for that. Instead, we're just going to go right in, and this is definitely my favorite part of the game. And it's a shame that I can't do it during an any % run. It is way too slow to get the wind rod, but it is a treat for the marathon runs.
Do we have time for a donation, or I don't want to interfere with your treat?
Let's just hold off a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
Let me
go
know when
into
you're
this
ready.
room. There's a lot of these sleeping mice here. We're gonna kick 3 of them out of the way. There's a bomb that falls that's gonna wake them up if we don't kick those 3 out of the way. And then we're just gonna kind of push this sleeping boy all the way to the side. So the wind rod does pretty much what you'd expect. You use the rod, you power it up, and then you can push things with the power of wind. Specifically that pot onto that button so that pillar goes down. Instead, we're going to use our 20 bombs and attempt to get a good jump here. No, that was a bad one. We do get a bunch of attempts at this. Almost. That was a close one. All right, so while I'm trying to get up here, you can read the donation.
We just got an awesome $6 donation from Scala Kitty, who said, "We're 1/3 of the way to 3 flip. Come on, chat. We can get more solitaire action this morning." And we are indeed. Way. We're running out of time for that, so please get your donations in. All donations go to Take This.
Oh, there it is. We got it. That's perfect timing. So we're into the wind rod race. We're not supposed to be here. We're supposed to have the spirit of air. We're supposed to already have the wind rod. We don't have any of those things. We have Steven Sondheim, and that's going to prove to be good enough to complete this. So come on, Steven. All right, so Steven is going to have this massive AoE attack. Unfortunately, bad start here. These zombies are going to laugh at us because we broke the boulder, so it's not a valid run. So we do have a wind rod scroll inside the boulder, though, so that was good. We have another one here. Robert Plant's going to dig it up for us with his teeth. And
I would have expected you to take Steven Sondheim into the woods.
See, we got at least one Steven Sondheim fan in here. All right, so now we have 2 wind rod scrolls. We're going to fill our magic to full and then get Steven back out here again. So you saw Steven had the ability to kind of push the boulder around. We're going to use our very limited wind rod shots here to also move the boulder around. And we're going to try to do this in less than a minute. So we'll stand on top of this boulder. And that's the intended way. And now this part, we could break the boulder. We don't want to break the boulder. We want to instead time it. Beautiful. Look at that. We're across the bridge. And if you remember before, Leon has a strong neck. Well, he has a very strong neck. We're just going to pick this bad boy up onto our neck and roll right on through. Not quite the intended route by the devs, I think, but it'll get us there. Got to get it off of our neck now for this part. These springs can be pretty dangerous. And coming up, oh yeah, we're going to get submitted easy. Oh, look at this. New best time, 55:60. Our
Nice.
prize is a pearl. We get to level up the spirit of air, which we don't even have. That was beautiful. So that was the best wind rod race I have ever had in this game. Congratulations, man.
Nice. Yeah, hope Chad is hyped for that.
And so that's that's kind of the goofy wind rod race that was the bonus incentive. So thank you all very much for donating for that. Now get those next donations into the 3 flip incentive. A little bit of preview of what happens if you don't kick those 3 mice out of the way. They're all on fire, and it's funny. All right, so back to the rest of the run. We're going to go into the air shrine now. The air shrine is a little bit ways away. The air shrine is also way up in the air, as it should be. And where are we going? We're going to go to the air shrine. All right, so first we're going to make a pit stop. I forgot about the pit stop. We're going to make a pit stop. We don't have enough keys. We have 0 keys right now. We really, really want to have more than that. So we're going to go back to the Shadow Shrine and get those extra keys that we kind of missed on our first run through. Were you saying wow because there was a big donation?
Yeah, people are really supporting this run. We've had a series of them. We got a $17 donation from Natara, who said, "Now we're halfway." And also, hi Mitchell. I think the hi Mitchell counts up to about 30 so far this run.
Jesus.
And we got a $25 donation from Bright a minute ago that said, "Take this," and then another $25 donation from Bright right after that also says, "Take this." Like they're giving you all the thises. We're now only $25 away from the upgrading to triple the flip in Super Solitaire.
Awesome.
Upgrading it to 3 flip. I think we're going to do it. Keep it coming, chat. This is amazing.
All right, so we're done with the Shrine of Darkness now, forever, for real this time. We have all of the keys. We got the 2 keys. We're going to need those a little bit later on for the final dungeon because we want to skip the actual keys in the final dungeon. They're very annoying. Get some magic refill, and we're gone. I keep reaching over to split, but I don't have my splits up, so I shouldn't do that. All right, we're going to take a safety heal here. We're going to eat that crab. I don't want to stop the timer. We're at 34 minutes. It's not bad. So Air Shrine, we're supposed to go through, actually, the Forest Shrine again. We're supposed to go kind of northwest of the Forest Shrine in order to go through the Valley of the Dead. There's a whole series of puzzles on the way to the Air Shrine, but we're going to skip a lot of those. We're going to walk against the flow of the river here. Well, jump, because it's much faster, because the river does kind of push us down. And we're going to utilize one of our lovely new bombs to bomb jump right up there. Because any game that is an action RPG with bombs, you have to abuse the heck out of the bombs for bomb jumping. If anybody knows how to get past those doors without you needing the proper items, please let me know, because it would save a lot of time on this run. So we're past that door, and we're into kind of the second part of the Valley of the Dead, which is right before the Air Shrine. So if we do fall down at any point, we will fall down to the next screen. Thankfully, we do have the Shadow Spirit. We do have Felicia with us. She will pick us up and save us if we do actually fall, which is important because I am prone to mess up here. One of Felicia's powers is to see hidden items, so that hidden elixir right there, which gave us the full refill for free, is discoverable in the game, even if not entirely obvious. We did pick up the level 2 sword, so we can enter the Air Shrine, and we are in. Now, this is the longest and most complicated dungeon so far. Well, I guess it's certainly longer than the Shrine of Sound. So we're going to kind of be careful. It's also one of the more dangerous ones, but we'll be okay. We're supposed to pick up a couple of things in this dungeon. One is the level 2 bow. We didn't pick up the level 1 bow. That's okay. We're not going to pick up the level 2 bow either. Bows are for suckers, and we're going to not fight those guys and just kind of damage boost right through the flames. I don't know why they never tested that. That was kind of an obvious one.
Well, because it sounds like they made it. I was going to make an air joke. To err is human.
I get it. That's a good one. We're fans of those types of jokes on this stream, or so I hear. All right, so in the Air Shrine, we do have these 2 extra keys. We're going to sort of make use of them here, just to save a little bit of time, just a couple of seconds. We're not actually going to spend the keys. We will spend them, but we also won't spend them. We'll immediately replace them. So we need to hit 3 switches using Felicia. So we're just going to kind of use the key, hit the switch, and then pick up the key that was intended for that door, just to save a couple of seconds here. So there's 3 switches in total that we have to hit. That was the first of those. I think those are spikes below us. It's really unclear to me. I've never been sure what those are. All right, we're going to do a thing where we light this. We pick up some extra bombs. Usually we don't have to pick up bombs there, but... Oh, we made it! Everything's fine! That was quite obviously not the intended way, but we do get to jump. We can't make that jump back because it is on a lower plane. Oh, that guy hit me. The goal here is to defeat these 3 nerds, get the key, and then get a magic refill in the form of those bananas, all before this platform disappears, and we got on with the 1 cycle. Excellent work, walking.
Well done. Neat.
All right, so there's the second switch. We don't want to walk too far into that room because then 3 ghosts will follow us around the room.
Wait, I thought this was the Saturn.
It is a Saturn. Saturn's a great console, man. I don't know what anybody's talking about. All right, there's the 3 switches. That's another pretty big split that went pretty well. Now, the next part has a lot of ways to fall, so we're going to kind of avoid that. We're also going to pick up the green sword again, the Sword of Earth, which is right under this thorn. We get 6 uses out of this because we got the 2 scrolls from earlier, and we are going to avoid spending that until basically the boss. So movement in this game is tough. If you're looking to keep your thumb healthy, I would not recommend running this game. In order to dash, you actually have to tap a direction twice. So if you're running this game for a long time, your thumb starts to click, and that's not healthy for anybody. You'll also notice that Leon slides every time, which is a huge waste of my time. If you run into a wall, though, or screen transition, then you will not slide. So that's why you see me run into so many walls that it looks like are a little bit further than I intended to run. That's not because I've lost control. It's because I'd rather run into the wall than slide. Right there, we're supposed to have the dark bow, which has the ability to shoot upwards. Instead, we're just going to kind of jump with Felicia and to kill the thorn in our way, skipping the need for the bow entirely. One more part where the game wants us to have and use that dark bow again, and we're going to skip it with the power of our bombs. This is a bit of a tricky jump, but we made it first try. And these mice really want to kill us. We're going to bait them into the middle, though, and then jump over their heads. Goodbye. All right. This is going real smooth. I'm pretty happy with the result of this run so far.
Seems like it's going pretty well.
All right, damage boosting through these flames is a little bit tricky, but we actually got it first try. You can get damage boosted such that you're not lined up with them, so you got to damage boost twice. But we got it first time. John Waters really good at killing gargoyles with his tornado attack here. Great job, John. Thank you. That made it so I didn't have to use my green sword at all. So I have this green sword. We're going to turn it in right now. We're going to use it to hit these black pillars. We have to hit all of the black pillars and destroy them in order to get into the boss fight for the air shrine. So the green sword is also very useful for the boss fight itself. So we're going to kind of use this on our way to the intended spot of getting the Sword of Earth. Oh, it's nice when the music actually plays in this game. It's like really decent music.
Well, if you went to the Sound Shrine, you might have had better luck.
Listen, the Sound Shrine has a lot of crap in it that I don't want to deal with. It's got these physics-based puzzles that I was always absolutely terrible at. Uh-oh, I use an extra sword.
That sounds about right.
Seriously, when I discovered that you could do that, I cut so many splits from my splits list. It was just like a very happy moment. All right, so this next boss is a giant eagle made out of rocks. And everybody knows giant eagles made out of rocks probably hate loud noises. So we're going to bring in Steven with us to this boss fight. There's Myra. That's the girl from the village that we saved earlier. So she is back under the control of the bad guy as we use this earth sword against this boss. Now, if we can get him out of his shell, he is just this kind of red membrane-y thing, and Steven's AoE does a number on him, to say the least. We're going to try to one-cycle him as the goal here, or I guess zero-cycle, really. We do have the ability to refill magic if we need to eat those grapes. And almost dead. There he goes. There goes Warhead. So Warhead's dead, Zero Cycle. You don't even get to see him in his glorious eagle rock form. Instead, he just kind of is a red membraney thing.
I'm sorry, if this game won't even jerk bird, we may have to kick you out of the RPG marathon. I'm sorry.
All right, so the final boss sounds a little bit like Wario, but don't worry, he's very different. And here we are into the final spirit. Now, we had some guesses earlier, but I would like to welcome to the team Errol Flynn.
Of course. Of course. I guess Mitchell. But
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
not naming Mitchell. All right, so like I said, we're up high, and if we fall down, we fall down into just the world. So we're going to do that, but we're going to fall down kind of strategically into the river so that we can get to the final dungeon. The final dungeon is buried deep inside the water dungeon. So we're going to kind of fall down into the river and head back to the first dungeon of the game. Perfect landing. Didn't hurt at all. I don't have a mustache. Why are you saying that, Breves? I'm not allowed to grow a mustache. My wife says I'm not allowed. All right, I didn't need that spirit, so we're going to get rid of the spirit right here. So we could go through the water shrine as we did at the very beginning of the game, but it's a little bit faster, it turns out, to go through the portals in the shadow shrine. So we're going to do exactly that. Plus, we need the shadow spirit anyway. If you were kind of casually playing this game and you were just kind of exploring around, you probably noticed a couple of things. One being, ooh, I missed that bomb jump. It's not a bomb jump I missed. You probably noticed this thorn up here and thought, oh, I wonder what that weird alien thing is. Well, it turns out it's for later in the game. And then, yeah, so the ability from the air spirit that we need right here is called in-game, and I kid you not, Fluffy Ride. So we're going to use the Fluffy Ride here. I didn't make that up. It sounds a little lewd, but it's not. It's just that's what it's called in the game, and we're into the Mystic Room, which is the final dungeon.
Awesome.
We do have 2 keys here. There is a whole elaborate puzzle to the east, to the room to the east, that we are going to skip because it is awful. In order to do this room and get through this door instead. One of my favorite parts of the game, the giant ginger. We physically just get scaled up in size, and we can use that to jump higher. Then we shrink back down. If you are scaled up for too long, call a doctor. I think that's an obligatory joke I am contractually obligated to make.
I don't think this makes sense. I'm a ginger, and I'm not that tall.
Well, you're not a giant ginger. You don't have the alliteration going.
Oh, okay.
Alliteration is very important. There's also tiny time in this game, which we unfortunately won't get to see. That makes Leon very small, and he can go into very small caves. So one more thing we're going to use the air spirit for here. Arrow's going to help us get the level 3 rod. This is the holy rod. This does a lot of damage. This is going to really help us out for the final boss rush. So we've skipped the first key in this dungeon. Now we're going to use our second key here. We're supposed to go on a big long quest to get the level 3 heavy sword. And there's like kind of a golden pillar that we have to break only using the level 3 heavy sword. Let's get this guard out of here. Get this Zombo out of here. We're going to do a bomb jump right here. Nope. This bomb jump's a little bit hard to time, mostly because it's blind, but I got the timing down pretty good. So second try, and there it is. We've spent both of our keys.
Nice.
All right, so we're coming up on the final part of the final dungeon. After this is going to be a boss rush. We do have to collect a bunch more keys. We still need that purple cube in order to get into the final boss.
Do you mind if I say something before you go boss mode?
Yeah. We're not close to that, so don't worry about it.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to say that this Speedrun Ragnarok is benefiting Take This, which is a mental health nonprofit whose main mission is to inform the gaming community about mental health issues, provide education on different disorders, prevention techniques, and reduce the overall stigma around mental illness. Take This exists to let people know it's okay not to be okay. No one is alone in their struggles with mental health, and there is always hope for improvement. All of the money you donate here goes to Take This. Any proceeds from any merchandise you purchase during the marathon goes to Take This. Any subs or bits that cheers that go through are going to Take This. So please, if you are interested in supporting a wonderful mental health nonprofit, go for it. And that's it. Thank you very much. We also have very little time to get $25 more to upgrade the 3 flip for Super Solitaire, which is triple the flip. You get triple flip, just $25. All right, thank you.
All right, yeah, let's get that donation bet. I will throw the final boss if we do not.
Oh,
And have to do it again. So, all right, so this guy right here, we have John Waters with us literally because that boss fight can go terrible. Or I guess it's more of a mini boss fight. That mini boss fight can go terrible, and they can he can stun lock you, which is very bad. So we're gonna go and get the purple cube now. We've picked up a bunch of keys. There's still gonna be a bunch more keys that we have to have in this dungeon, unfortunately. But the dungeon is filled with a lot of like optional items. You can get the level 3 bomb, you can get the level 3 bow, neither of which we're interested in, along with a bunch of scrolls and gems and other level up things. But we're instead just going to take the fastest keys that we can possibly find and then enter this kind of mini boss arena fight. So you see these things? These are... I don't know what they are. They have all kinds of different names in game. All I know is that they get one shot by Felicia. So we're going to use Felicia and kill all of them. That was round 1. Round 2 is a ghost. This ghost is supposed to be difficult, but we have the Rod of Purification. And so the Rod of Purification just kind of one-shot the ghost. We're going to summon Errol here. Errol's going to help us stun these nerds. Please, Errol. A little bit of help here. We don't want to die. That's the important part. Dying itself is not really something that would happen, but yeah, there you go. There's the problem right there, is I could use up my elixir. So that's going to cost us a little bit of time later on, but we won't actually die, I don't think. Yeah, we got one nerd left. All right, so we're going to have to pick up a backup elixir a little bit later on, but that's not a big deal. Purple cube is found. Not my cleanest purple cube fight, but not my worst. I've certainly lost runs there. All right, got to get past these electric shocks again. And like I said before, sound is strong against electric, just like everybody knows.
Mm-hmm.
Switch to the heavy sword. All right, we do need one more key, which we had from the little mini boss earlier.
It's like whoever made this game had never heard of lightning before.
Yeah. Oh, need Felicia. Don't forget Felicia. Did we make that $25 yet?
Not yet, no. We're still $25 short. And
All right, I'm going to call out Dandruff in chat specifically. Dandruff, finish us off. Dandruff is a friend of mine. I'm not calling out like a random chat person. Don't worry. It's one of those things where like not everybody can donate. I know. Like not everybody can donate, but what everybody can do is they can share the marathon with their friends. Just like advertise it. Just say like, hey, I'm watching this really cool thing. It's a lot of fun. You should go and watch it. And like one of those people eventually will donate. So it's just if you can't donate, no big deal. That's fine. We understand. But go out and tell your friends, and maybe they can. Yeah, I am calling out Dandruff. Let's go, Dan.
Yeah, thank you all for being here, and thank you for supporting a wonderful mental health organization. We love donations. If you cannot donate, that's entirely fine. You're showing your support just by being here, talking in chat, lurking, letting friends and other people know about the awesome marathon. But if you are fiscally able to and can, go for it. It's a wonderful cause.
All right, here it is. We've gotten all the way through. We spent all our keys. We got all the cubes. We got all the spirits. We can go into Agito's Tower for the final test. This is going to be a series of boss fights. These bosses are the minions that we've kind of seen throughout. The first one is a boss called Bludgeon, who we didn't see. He was kind of attacking the village first, so we skipped his story trigger. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is the story of Thor. This is Speedrun Ragnarok. We haven't seen anything to do with anybody named Thor. We haven't really seen a hammer even. But here we have it. A boss named Bludgeon. This has got to be it. Thor's hammer coming up. Well, hold your breath. Oh no, we need to get that elixir. Oh god. Oh god. All right, we're gonna have to go back and get the elixir.
See, what other culture can we add in? Like Kekulian from Irish mythology? Maybe something from the Aztec.
All right, so it's going to be a little bit more of a wait. I'm very sorry. I got to go heal again because I forgot to get the elixir. The elixir's in that little robot right there. The only way to open the robot is with the air spirit, obviously. The air spirit is also the electric spirit. And there's this random orb kind of hanging out here, which lets us summon any spirit we want.
Good.
What is everybody doing?
Spirits.
Look at all these nerds. They're trying to get at me. Don't worry. I'm fine.
You're good. You're good. You've got the fluffy ride? What is it?
Yeah, we got fluffy ride.
We got fluffy ride.
Everything's fine. All right, so we're a little bit lower on magic than I'd like to be because we had to use that air spirit ability there. I don't know what that one's called. The only one worth knowing is fluffy ride. All right, we're going in. We're fighting Bludgeon. And obviously, the game's called Story of Thor. Boss is named Bludgeon. Everybody knows that Bludgeon is going to use a giant sword.
Of course.
So this boss can get out of control, but if we kind of go quick and dodge the attacks and never move left or right, then we can get him dead pretty quick here. And that was a very good boss fight. That's one down.
Nice. That fight was
now,
pretty
sadly,
fast.
we don't get to save in between these. The next boss is Red Demon. This was the Saturday morning cartoon-looking guy from kind of the beginning of the game and the Sound Shrine.
We just got a donation from Dandruffin saying $25, but they demand at least 4 flips.
That's pretty good.
Thank you very much. We have achieved that goal. We're going to have triple flip. We will talk to the runner and see if we can quadruple flip.
All right, so I just got a drop that I've literally never seen before. So usually that enemy doesn't spawn there, the little flame guy. But he gave us Mighty Mint, another alliterative herb that increases our attack power. So that's great news for us. Now, Red Demon's kind of bad because he can be, for whatever reason, stunned by John over here. So we're just going to kind of do that to him. He can still get away from us, but he decided very graciously not to, and we had a perfect Red Demon fight.
Yeah, that redeemed what happened before.
I'm pretty satisfied with my resources. Resource management is really tough in the tower, but you can definitely come out of it with full health and with a little bit more magic than what I have. But really, this is more than good enough. Next boss is going to be that Egyptian Lich, Dark Will, full name Darkness Willard. Everybody knows Egyptian Liches hate loud noises. So we're going to go ahead and summon the Spirit of Sound here, which just went by because I was talking and not paying enough attention. We're also going to switch to the dagger here. All right, so our goal here is not to run out of magic or health.
Okay.
And so there's Dark Will. Right away, we're going to damage him with that AoE. And just finish him off and jam on the A button until he dies. Beautiful. See? Egyptian Liches, they hate loud noises. Tower's going pretty well. I got to admit, Tower's going all right. We got one more and then the final boss. The next one's going to be Myra. Myra is by far the most difficult thing in this entire game. So this is the part where I will most likely die if I do die.
Right.
Every single time I've run this game at a marathon, I have died at Myra once and then beaten Myra after that. Very sad part here, though. Brass, Steven Sondheim is going to sacrifice himself to make the level 3 dagger, which we're not even going to use because we are not grateful people. And so we will not be able to use him again. We will be able to use Mike Fires, which I failed to summon. I'm trying to summon him off of a bomb. It's a little tricky because I didn't get it right away.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. That should be. No, that wasn't good. Go away, Myra. It's okay.
No! Leave us alone. We're trying to marathon.
All right.
There you go.
Get her into hopefully a stun lock. She can disappear like that, though. Come on, Mike. Punch her out. There we go.
This is why they never made Wayne's World 3.
This is going all right. Oh, she disappeared again. Shoot. One more. All right. That was actually a pretty decent Myra. I am
Nice.
very, very happy with that.
Good.
Certainly not my best Myra. I've had the godlike, go through and never get hit and just stun lock her immediately. But honestly, that was a pretty excellent marathon fight. So we'll take that.
It's a good
Got one
marathon
more.
fight.
Yeah. Marathon. Final boss here. We're going to get just a little bit of magic. We don't need a lot. We don't even need to worry about refilling our health here. We do have this elixir, which is nice. We're going to get Errol Flynn out, and Errol Flynn, just like Steven Sondheim, going to sacrifice himself in order to make that magic circle for us to use during this fight. This is the final boss fight. We did meet that incentive, right? I don't have to throw anymore?
Yes. Yes, we did. We did.
Beautiful.
A funny thing happened on the way to the forum. We did meet that incentive.
All right, so we're going to get Mike out again immediately here. The reason we want Mike is because if the final boss takes a bunch of damage from the fire spirit, he's likely to give us the ability to summon the water spirit out of the evil, the ghost mist thing. So this boss fight is going to get very hectic. As the spirit hits the final boss, he gains an elemental shield. Thankfully, we can break the water one by using bombs. But more or less, we're just going to have John Waters heal us while we stand in front of the boss, take a bunch of hits, and hopefully do some damage here.
So you're fighting like Dr. Octopus from World of Warcraft right now?
Yeah, more or less. Man, WoW Classic is certainly popular. All right, so he decided to make us unsummon the water spirit. These pink bubbles will do that. As well as he'll just decide, you're not allowed to have a spirit right now. But thankfully we can summon off of the water shield that was luckily there, as well as the water spirit guy thing that appears sometimes. Stop throwing the fires at me!
Oh no!
Oh, now he's got the shield again. I gotta throw another bomb. There, give me the green
You
lines.
can do it. Hope we can get some hype in chat for the boss.
We're coming up on time.
Come on, everybody, cheer him on.
We got like 1 or 2 more hits here. There it is, time.
GG.
101.02. Beautiful.
Not bad.
I'm happy with that time. I'll stop the buzzing noise of the full magic. And that is Legend of Oasis 80%. This has been a game that I've run for about 1.5 years now. I've done a huge portion of the routing along with a couple other people in the community. So shout outs to everybody who's helped out with making this run. Thank you to everybody in chat. I know there's a bunch of people from my chat that have gotten up early. This is early for them. In order to watch this, I appreciate it. Cirrus, X Mechanistic, Dandruff, Nev I don't think is here, but Preeves is here. And we get to watch this sweet 90s anime ending cutscene that everybody wants to see.
Yeah, I know I want to see it. Go for it.
So this cutscene kind of sets up
Okay.
the next game, Beyond Oasis, where there's only 4 spirits, and it's for the Sega Genesis. And you can do a lot more clipping out of bounds.
That's cool. Oh, so it keeps going.
Yeah, no, of course it keeps going, man. We've rescued Myra. We got the girl. We still don't have a shirt, but we have 4 cubes. Look at Leon, man. You're gonna tell me he's in the story of Thor 2? Like that is not a story of Thor 2 person, but nevertheless, that's Leon. And then we'll go to the stats page and enter our name here at the end. Usually I'll name myself based on the category, so you get to enter your initials here. So Annie is for any percent, 100 is for 100%, 2P is for the 2-player run, which is a very goofy run. But we'll go ahead and name ourselves SRR.
Cool.
So what do we got? We got Rich's Scary Busy Town coming up next, and that got the incentive met for it for voice acting. Very excited for that. And then we got the Solitaire Triple Flip.
Right. And then Ultima 6 right after that, all by Cloudy Shoe. Cloudy Shoe is going to be super busy today.
Cloudy Shoe block coming up here. This is
Yeah.
great. All right,
And,
cutscene's almost
yeah.
done. We're a little bit ahead of time, right? Like I got.
Oh
I got
yeah. We are
another
30
30
ahead of
seconds.
time, so you can show the cutscene, I think.
Producer Bill Person. That's a real person's name. Shout out to
That
Bill
is-
Person.
I
Definitely
US,
not made up.
My favorite was US Product. I loved everything US Product did.
Bill Person was actually the producer on a lot of Saturn games, it turns out. I really want to meet him someday. Rank 12, a little bit higher than I like to be. Item 14%, kills 59. Yeah, pretty standard stuff. We didn't make the leaderboard. All right, well, that's embarrassing. All right, thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Again, I'm WalkingEye.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for putting us on. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, this is Speedrun Ragnarok, brought by the RPG Valkyries, who are an inclusive group of female and femme-leaning speedrunners who all love and run RPGs. If you would like to join their Discord, please use the !Discord for the link in chat. The Discord is open to all people and all genders, so do not worry. They're proud to benefit Take This again this year. Take This exists to let people know that it's okay to not be okay. No one is alone in their struggles with mental health, and there is always hope for improvement. Take This is a mental health nonprofit whose main mission is to inform the gaming community about mental health issues, provide education on different disorders and prevention techniques, and reduce the overall stigma around mental illness. The Take This travels to different conventions such as PAX, MagFest, and TwitchCon to reach out to the gaming community about mental health issues via informative panels. And they also set up things like AFK rooms, professional staff, safe and accepting spaces available to anyone who needs a place to regain their calm. If you're interested in supporting them, you can support them on Patreon at /TakeThis.org, via Amazon with the Amazon Smile program, or on Humble Bundle if you choose Take This as your charity of choice. All donations, subs, bits, cheers, and merch proceeds from this marathon will benefit Take This.